Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be in English because I hope to reach a broader audience and not just my fellow Hong Kongers. Without further ado, let's start today's video. As you guys can see, this is a British passport. By its cover, it seems like a regular British passport. But if you turn to the passport page, you can clearly see its difference. It's actually a British National Overseas Passport, more commonly known as the BNO passport. To understand its significance, we can look back at the history of Hong Kong, leading up to the 1997 handover. As a proud Hong Konger, I hold a deep appreciation for the BNO passport because it stands as a living product of that special chapter in history where the East met the West. Having used this passport all my life, it carries countless travel memories that mean a lot to me. These days though, it feels like this document is slowly fading from people's memories, especially since many fellow Hong Kongers have taken on other citizenships over the years, leaving fewer people than before actively carrying a BNO. It seems the world is slowly forgetting its existence and losing touch with how it works. Today, I'll be sharing some of the problems we face on a daily basis when we travel. Let's start with the airline check-in counter staff, who often doesn't know what it is or what the visa rules for this passport. Where usually you'll be waiting for a significant amount of time at the check-in counter alone, just so the staff can clearly clarify its status. There's also generally no possibility of online check-in with a BNO, as you have to go to check-in counter for document verification most of the time. That's not the only problem some of us face on a day-to-day basis, because sometimes even immigration officials don't always know what this is. I've personally been taken to a separate room just to clarify whether it's an authentic passport in some Middle Eastern countries, where the questioning lasts about 30 minutes to even more than an hour. And it's only when I'm able to provide my Hong Kong ID and after clarification from a senior immigration officer that they are able to let me go. Not only that, across most airports around the world, we are seeing a new trend of switching to e-gates for a faster immigration process. However, with a BNO, it sometimes creates awkward situations where the e-gate just won't accept it. I remember one time I was using a BNO passport for a Thailand e-gate. It went through, but the next time when I visited Thailand, the immigration officer told me there was no exit record at all. They questioned me for an hour before deciding to let me go after seeing my old boarding passes. This has happened to me twice before I finally decided not to use the e-gate again and use the traditional stamping method instead. Ironically, even the UK doesn't accept a BNO passport for its e-gates, when it's also a British passport, and you often have to queue like the rest of the travelers. Furthermore, the visa process can also be difficult for some countries, with Bali in Indonesia being an example, where a regular British passport is able to get a visa on arrival, but a BNO holder generally has to go through a separate route through an e-visa and advance payment. Also, the visa application procedure for a BNO passport is sometimes not publicly available, and it takes a lot of effort asking the consulate to be able to understand the whole process. Not to mention that some people only have a BNO passport in Hong Kong, and they occasionally find it very difficult to obtain a visa where it's not recognized, forcing them to rely on a separate document called a document of identity, or more commonly known as the DI. Now don't get me wrong, I've been using this passport all my life and I absolutely love it, especially with the amount of visa-free countries it offers. But I sincerely hope the UK government could educate more people about this passport and make the visa process clear to foreign governments so we don't have to go through all this hassle. Every passport deserves respect, as it has a person's whole identity tied to it. Hope you all liked today's video. If you do, be sure to like, share and subscribe my channel. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.